What's up everyone, this is Game Galaxy Zone. Welcome to a linked video. I apologize for not seeing this last night for whatever reason. Apparently NA has been kind of releasing news at a little bit of a different time, I guess. Because I was online last night and I was double checking both the website and the actual in-game app to see if there was any news, and I didn't see anything. So I just assumed that there wasn't going to be anything for a little bit. I am going to be trying to keep an eye on this a little bit more before deciding to think that nothing has actually happened. A lot of times this might be just because of the daylight savings time thing right now, which hopefully will be fixed starting next week when that changes over, so news shouldn't be as confusing to me as when that happens. But I do apologize. Like I said, I really like to get this news out to you guys right when it's announced, and unfortunately not being able to see it pushes me back to finding it out later, so now I have to just announce it now. Regardless, it's nothing too huge for the most part, but it is actually a pretty promising thing to talk about. So we're going to keep this short, sweet, and I'll just post this right out there afterwards. I'll be talking a little bit about some stuff a little bit later, but for now, let's just get into the actual news that we have going on. So, FGO Absolute Demonic Front Babylonian Anime Release Part 3 campaign is going to be coming out. And this is a pretty big thing. So far, this Babylonian campaign for Part 1 and 2 has been the same as JP, and has been also basically up to date with the NA and JP versions for the first time almost ever. So this is a really nice thing to be able to have content that would normally not be seen in NA for almost 2 years, actually releasing at the same time as JP. So this is a really, really nice thing. This also gives us an idea that there could possibly be some more stuff later in the future that we could see coming with this as well, such as other collaborations or campaigns and stuff like that. So this is actually a really good sign to see, and hopefully it just gets better from here. So for the most part, this is a login day based campaign, where if you log in each day, you'll get a limited craft essence, 12 Saints Quartz, and a new Mystic Code, which is the most recent Mystic Code given out in JP. So we're getting it early, which is nice. So it'll be a 8-day login, and you can get all of this through each day. We'll take a look at the Mystic Code here in a second. But like I said, we'll be getting a craft essence, 12 quartz, and the Mystic Code. The craft essence is an increase of master experience gained by 50%, and the CE is pretty cool. Stargazers. The Mystic Code is the 5th element environmental Chaldea uniform, which is this one here, and it does the following. It increases Buster Card effectiveness for all allies for 1 turn, restores HP per turn for 3 turns for an ally, and increases NP gauge and NP gain for 1 turn for an ally. So, pretty good uniform to say the least. I've actually had a little bit of work with it in JP, and I think it's pretty interesting. It's kind of nice to have both a amp, a heal, and an NP gain, so this is always really, really good when it comes down to something like a Mystic Code. Jumping back to the news, one of the other big things that's really interesting is going to be Merlin's Battle Sprite and NP animation update. This happened, I believe, in the Summer Event 4, which was in August of 2019 in JP. Merlin got his animation update, I believe, during that. I don't think it was actually during the Babylonian campaign. So this is just strictly for us, which is really cool. And this also gives us a good idea for possible maybe new animation updates coming to servants that are, of course, out in JP right now, that might come early to NA. I think we've seen this on maybe 1 or 2 others. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been following up on the animations too much, but it is a good hope to see it. And this is really nice. A lot of people use Merlin right away, and having this animation come out now rather than 2 years down the line is also really nice, just because if they feel like updating him again, they could do it. Plus, a lot of people use him for obvious reasons, so it's just nice to already have this update and be kind of done with it. Personally, I think it actually looks much, much better than his previous one. For the most part, some animation updates don't really change too much. They're a bit more flashy. His basically follows that same thing, but it is a nice little touch-up that I think is very, very cool. And that's pretty much it. It talks a little bit about the anime itself, which I don't think there was an episode this past week, so there probably is one next week, I hope. So yeah, Other than that, they did mention a couple of other random things like Anime Fest Sydney 2020 information. I won't go into that. If you want to look at it, you can. There was also an update. It says Android only, important application version update. I don't think there's anything huge with this. I just think it was maybe some issue that needed to be resolved. So just go ahead and make sure you download this if you get the chance to. I'm sure it normally will just update automatically. But yeah, go ahead and do this, especially if you're running on Android, because if it has problems, it's best to get that fixed immediately. So just wanted to point that out there in this video on top of it. So that's all I have for this. Yeah, it's really awesome that we're seeing FGO NA kind of having some JP content release for the first time like ever. So this is really, really nice. And hopefully we can see more of this in the future, to say the least. And I don't think we're really going to see like events chains or anything like that, but definitely some animation updates, maybe some smaller rewards like Mystic Codes, Quartz, CEs, and possibly new animation updates again. That would be really cool, but who knows. Anyhow, that's all I have for this video. Like I said, in the future, I'm definitely going to keep up to date on this a little bit more so I can get this out, because I've been kind of not being able to do that, and I do apologize again. I do want to get this information out basically within the few hours that it's released. It's just I've been busy on top of it, and also apparently times have been changing with when stuff is dropped, so I'll just pay a little bit more attention to it, so this way you guys do see information right when it's announced. That being said, hopefully you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in future FGO content.